So I had a quick minute between clients. So y'all responded to the other video about not letting people live with y'all, and somebody was talking about like let's talk about not lending money out. And so that is what we're getting into today. Now, I personally have not had a situation where I've lended someone money and I didn't get it back, but I have had situations where like as a hairstylist, I've had friends or family members be like, "Oh, can I get this and this, and I'll pay you on this day when I get paid." And I don't even bother like trying to run nobody down or anything like that because it's just pointless. Like one thing my mama always told me was, if you are going to give money, give it. Don't lend it, give it. Because if you don't have it to give, you won't give it out, and then you just won't look for it back. So we're gonna get into these TikToks and react, and yeah.
I have a special announcement. Stop asking to borrow shit you ain't gonna be able and can't afford to give back. Don't ask me to borrow no damn money and you ain't gonna get the shit back. You know you're not gonna give it back when you ask me. You know your ass ain't gonna have it on next Friday. You know that your rent due and all that. So stop asking.
Okay, so I think that people be having it, right? Like this is just my thought. It's like when people be like, "Oh, when I get my taxes, when I get my taxes," I think that they be having it, but it's like when they get that money in their hand, it's like all sense leaves their body, right? So you have people that be like, "Oh, can you help me with my car note?" for instance. And then they'd be like, "Okay, I get paid on Friday." But then Friday comes and then they like owe you, and then they owe these people over here and that person over there, and it's like a Rob Peter to pay Paul type situation. And instead of them just telling you like, "You know what, friend," or "You know what, such and such," like, "I know I said I was gonna give it back on this and this date, but I'm behind, or I still owe this and that, or can I possibly just pay you this much on this day?" They I feel like there's some people, I don't even think it's an intentional thing. I think they just freak out. And a lot of grown people don't know how to use their big people words. And they don't want to tell you that, like, "You know what, I messed up. I don't have it."
Can somebody please explain to me why the fuck it's so hard to get your money back? Like, I lend you the money, right? Stay with me. I lend you the money, and then now I ask for the money back. And niggas is like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Wait, why? Why is it like that? Why can't you just give it back to me? Just give it back. Without the drama.
Okay, I felt that one in my spirit. Like, why can't you just give it back to me without the drama? I totally understand. Like, because all of a sudden, now it becomes a funky ass $20, or it become a punk ass $50, and it was like my money wasn't a punk ass money when you asked me for it. And I'm telling you, I really think that what happens is they either don't have what they thought they were gonna have, or like I said, they they don't they forgot all the other stuff or all the other people that they had to owe, which is not our problem, right? But I think that when you come asking, they're already freaking out, so they're like, "Oh shit, like fuck, I forgot I owed that person." And a lot of people are not mature enough to just say, "You know, I'm sorry, I don't have it." Or, "You know, I'm sorry, I thought I was going to have this much, but I only have this much. Can I give you this for now?" Like, if it was me and it was somebody that was close to me, I would much rather you just give me what you can give me until you can give me the rest. But people act like such a fucking fool. Like, it's not that serious.
Because it's really the fact that my friend, she got mad because I wouldn't give her money. I actually told her I would give her some, but the amount she asked me for, I said, "Bro, no, I'm not giving you that." And she was like, "Why?" And I really had to just tell her straight up, and this is the advice I'm going to give y'all. I told her, "Look, to be honest, I don't feel like you're going to do that, then some of everything to pay me back as soon as you can. I feel like you're going to bullshit it. Not only that, the money that you need, I'm going to miss that money. So I know if I'm going to miss that money, you're not going to do what you need to do to pay me back. I'm going to be on your ass, and this friendship may not last. So no, I'm not giving you money." Like, my grandma always told me, if you going to miss the money you give to people, don't give it. So yeah, sometimes I be telling people no. I don't even care. Like, I'm not that type of person to be like, if it's my last, I'm gonna get. Hell no. That's literally only for a select certain amount of people. And a lot of y'all are not one of them. I don't care.
Hey, that's real. Look, what did I say? If you don't have it to give, don't give it. Because what happens is we'll loan it, we'll need it back, and then be like, "I didn't really have it to give to you." Well, then we shouldn't have given it in the first place, right? But I respect sis saying, Listen, I'm not a give you my last kind of person. And me personally, I used to be like that. And then when I was down and out or I was really stuck somewhere, like I was stone alone. I was by myself. Like nobody was running a jump and rush to help me the way that I was helping them. So I felt that one. I felt that one in my kneecaps, y'all. Then when she said that like her friend got mad at her, I feel like that's not a real friend in the first place, because whether you tell me no or you tell me I don't have it, you tell me I can't, I don't want to, whatever it is, once the answer is no, why are you mad? We are all grown, right? Yes, unexpected expenses and things come up and happen, right? It's happened to me before. But I said this in a video on my hair page that, especially in the industry that I'm in, if we're complaining about money specifically, we're not managing it right. Like anytime, and this is just me being accountable, anytime that I've been in a position where I didn't have the money for something, it's because I went and spent the money on something else. So I didn't plan the way that I should have planned, if that makes sense. So I respect the fact that sis said, like, it ain't, I'm not giving all of y'all my last. Because when you do that, now you're stuck. So I'm not supposed to eat today because I made sure you ate today. But when you up, you're not looking back for me, because that's really what it be. And we know like the friends and stuff that are irresponsible. So why would you go and further like encourage them being irresponsible? Like she said, I know that if I give you this money, and she didn't even completely say no. She said, I'll give you something, but I'm not giving you that full amount that you asked for. The audacity to feel entitled to this girl money, to have an attitude about that. Clearly you're irresponsible, because she said, like, I know that you're not going to pretty much move heaven and earth to give me my money back if I give you this amount. That's valid. Like, I don't think she was wrong for that.
Stop lending money to people. And people, stop asking to borrow money, because it's weird and you put your friends in a weird place where they feel forced to lend you money. Here's what no one ever said. No one ever said, let me work all week really hard to feed my family, my kids, and myself, and then also lend people money. No one ever said that. Instead, here's the tip. If somebody asks you to borrow money, give them 10% of whatever they ask for as a gift. Don't expect it back. Somebody asks for $1,000, give them $100 as a gift. Oddly enough, some people will have the audacity to still get mad at you for not lending them the $4,000 if they know you have it. Not your problem.
That's valid.
If you owe somebody money or you borrowed money from somebody and you ignoring them, shame on you. You ain't shit. Like, you really got to take into consideration somebody let you borrow money because you was down, and they was probably the only one you can really come to borrow that money, and when it came time to pay them back, you making it awkward for them to get their money back. Shame on you, man. Shame on you. Don't be that person, dude. Don't burn your bridges like that, because there's going to be a time when you really need it, and they're going to say no. That's why I don't let people borrow money. I don't want to mess with our relationship, but I value this relationship. And if you don't pay me back, I'm going to for sure feel some kind of way. And I'm probably not going to want you around me no more. So I'd rather be the guy that says no, we talk about it later, and we just get it at that. I don't want to be the guy that you owe money to, because I have an awkward way of asking for my money back. Like, I can talk about it right now, like, yo, give me my money back. But I had this awkward feeling when it comes to giving my bread back. I don't know how to. Hey, remember that money you owe me? I don't know how to ask for that shit back. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
That's why I said, like, my mom always taught me, like, don't ask to borrow. If you need it, say you need it, but don't ask to borrow, because when you're borrowing, I'm expecting it back. And I talked about this in another video where I had asked her for help, and I told her that I was going to pay her back. And I forgot. When I paid her back, I think I was short like $80 or something like that. And I genuinely got caught up in life. And like, this was like back to school season and getting the kids together. And I hold myself fully accountable. Like, my mama hit me back like, hey, so did you forget about the money that you owe me? Whatever. And it kind of became like this thing that it didn't have to become. And I told her, I said, that's my bad. I apologize. I hold myself accountable. I just been focused on getting the kids and stuff in order, and I should have reached out to you sooner and told you what was going on. But depending on, the situation and depending on who you're dealing with, like, it gets really tricky. It does. It gets tricky. Like, and my mama has this thing where she says, like, I bought you. So for instance, like, if I lend you $80, for instance, and you tell me that you're going to give me this $80 back, but it's crickets when it comes time, around the time you say you're going to give it back, I bought you for that. So that's what you was worth. You was worth that $80. Like, I'm not even going to look for it back no more. I wrote you off for that, but you can't ask me for nothing else. But it's true. Like, this is very taboo because it's like, where is the same energy that you was when you was asking me, you don't have that same energy to pay me back, after the help. So I totally get it. All of that is valid. And I respect the fact that he said I'm not the lend money friend, because it gets awkward afterwards. And that's true. It gets real awkward. People get real funky with you.
I got something to say. You people that borrow money, let me tell y'all something. How come the money ain't funky when you borrowing it? I mean, when y'all come to us and y'all borrow money from us, y'all had a sorriest, saddest story. Oh, girl, my car just broke down, or, I'm just this amount short on my light bill. And when it's time to pay back, girl, you petty, you acting funny. It's funky ass $30. It wasn't funky when I loaned it to you.
When I gave it to you, on God.
Run my shit back. I need you to smile when you paying my shit back. Same way you smiled when you was begging.
My money. Oh,
Same
God.
way you was. I need you to be a little more, pumped up. How you was when I gave it to you. That's what I don't get about people. And for that reason, I don't think I'm loaning no more.
I respect that. I for sure respect that. Like,
not a big advocate of giving people money. I'm not. So one thing that, because we do have big families, right? And one thing I've learned to do is when people ask you for money, say for instance, somebody comes to you for $5,000, right? I always say that debt is going to get in the way of that relationship. You're going to lose that friend or that family member and that money. So because if they needed to come to you, then they probably don't have it to give it back to you. So I always say, gift them what you can afford to let go of, right? And then also you've created a situation where they stop coming to you as their lifeline. So say for instance, someone comes to me for $5,000. I'll say, here's $1,000. You can have it, don't worry about it. What that does is two things. Number one, I'm not their supply, right? They're annoyed because now I got to go to someone else to get the money. But every time they come to you, you give them everything they need. Why would they ever stop that cycle?
that makes sense.
Stop lending money to family and friends. And I know it may sound mean, it may sound selfish, but it's something that you have to do. Most of my relationships that have been hindered have come from lending money to family and friends. And the crazy thing about it, it's never been about the money, it's always been about the principle. And what I mean by that is I've never had an issue lending a helping hand to somebody that needed it financially. Right. The issue always comes when you don't hold up your end of the agreement. You don't even try to communicate that you're not going to hold up your end of the agreement, or you intentionally knew you wasn't from the beginning. So to me, that's disrespectful. You might as well just slap me in my face. You might as well just slap me in my face. And what bothers me the most is when you ask about it and the person get mad at you for asking about some money that they owe you. But see, I've learned from that now. So now I give instead of lend. And so there's a difference between that. When you lend, you expect something back. When you give, it's from the heart. And if they pay you back, that's on them, but you're not expecting anything in return. And so now I have an account just for giving. Now that doesn't mean anytime somebody asks me for money and I have it in their account that I give it, now I still got to be from the heart, but it's allowed me to set boundaries. But honestly though, I would encourage everybody, man, if you can't give from the heart, don't give at all, man. There's some people that's gonna do you right and take care of you, but I've seen more relationships hindered off of somebody lending money, trying to help somebody, and then the person on that receiving end not reciprocating that energy and doing or holding up their end of the agreement. So if you can give freely, give from the heart. That doesn't mean anytime somebody asks you for something, give it to them, but you're giving with no strings attached. That keeps everybody's relationships good. Nothing has to be hindered, no animosity, no bad blood, and it's just been better overall just for me and my peace and my sanity.
That was some good advice. Now, let me say this. What I would not be doing is I'm definitely not going to be create no damn account to be loaning no money out to people. That's wild. He's much better than me. But I will say this. I think that, like, my mama always says, like, oh, you have credit with me. Like, every time you've ever asked for something, you've always made sure that if it was a borrow or if it was whatever, you give it back. So I'm the responsible one. That's why I said when we had the fallout, she was literally telling me, like, you're the responsible one. Like, it's not like you to not say anything. I also hold me accountable. So I will say that if ever I have had to reach out to a friend for help, it's funny because when I do pay them back, they usually be on my head like, I'm going to get my hair done anyway, so you didn't have to. But my thing is, I don't know if you needed that money, or I don't know what that agreement was. Like, we didn't come up with a separate agreement that, oh, yeah, lend me, I don't know, $60 and then I'm gonna just do your hair. So for me and my friends, yes, we all have the understanding that if any of us need to come to each other, we can. But I think because we've all been the friend with the money, that we all deal with each other accordingly because of how other people have done this in the past. So y'all get in the comments. I love to hear you guys' story times. Y'all let me know what's like you guys' experience, how you feel about it. The one with the not letting people live with you, some of you guys' stories, like, I want to fight y'all family members for y'all. Like, I'm sorry. So we did this one, and the next one, it should be uploaded not too long after this one, but we're going to come back with, you know, it being hard to accept help from people because of how sometimes people treat you when they help you out. So that's going to be the next one. So I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for being here as always, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.